probably do.
You might.
At your age, it's likely.
Yeah. Teenage, yeah.
So, boys, I went to a furry convention.
Yes. Did you get any good footage while you were there? It sounds like you weren't there super long.
We were there, so we got up in the morning and we left and got there at around 10 o'clock for registration. And we filmed the furry parade.
Oh, cool.
Which is, before we get into this, welcome to the AnythingCast. I'm Patrick.
I'm Eric.
I'm Will.
And I went to a furry convention and then got kicked out after about 5 hours.
Oh, okay, so you were there for a minute.
We were there for a little bit. We met was like the, let's Patrick bleep that out. Let's just not say anybody's real name because these people did kick me out of the convention. They probably don't want me talking too much about the specifics.
Be vaguely respectful then.
Let's be vaguely respectful.
Let's not piss off the furries. We don't want to.
I got good footage
Being
of the
our main
first
audience.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I got footage of the fur parade, which is where they just kind of they're in fursuits and they walk around in a circle around the mezzanine.
Okay.
And I got footage of the dealer's room, and then I got a few interviews. Some of the interviews were better than others. One of them was amazing.
I bet.
One of them was a 65-year-old woman.
Oh.
Huh.
Who is... I don't know. I don't know what to say about her. If you had to ask me, like... I guess I would just say she's probably like autistic or something. Like, no shame against autistic people, but I think that's just what was going on there.
Sure.
She had an Overwatch tattoo on her hand, the Overwatch logo on the back of her hand.
Wow. Okay.
Cool.
I asked her who she thought I played in Overwatch. She said Reinhardt, and I was like, no, you dumb bitch, absolutely fucking not.
Absolutely not.
Her children,
Junkrat main.
yeah, Junkrat and Lucio, but yes, I asked her like where she got her fursuit. Her children had bought her the fursuit yesterday as a birthday present. It was her birthday yesterday. I don't want to ruin like the whole interview, but that interview is pretty fucking good because she is a ball of energy for a 65-year-old lady.
She sounds like a very interesting person. I bet she's fun.
Yeah, I mean, Reed sat and talked to her for like 15 minutes.
I bet she did a lot of drugs back in the day.
I don't know.
Hard to tell.
I don't know if... You know what? Probably. She probably did. Knowing that lady? Probably. There was one guy there who was a professional soccer referee. Like a national soccer referee.
Huh.
I don't know what he was doing there.
Dressing up in his fursuit and having fun, I guess.
Furries having real jobs.
Yep.
The head of security was bound in a wheelchair, and he built his wheelchair. It was an electric wheelchair, and he built his own wheelchair.
And he's head of security?
Yeah, he was head of security. Yeah, right. They put it was real Joe Swanson moment.
Get after him, Wheels.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to be ableist over here, but like,
Are you saying handicapped people can't work security, Eric? Eric, for the record.
Yeah, Eric.
For the record, Eric.
What are you trying to say,
Are you
Eric?
saying that handicapped people cannot work all jobs? For the record.
I'm just saying I'm not going to hire someone with cerebral palsy to run a marathon for me, but anyway, let's keep going.
You heard it here first, everybody, on the I'll Listen to Anything podcast.
Yeah, Patrick put up the logo. That's
Eric hates disabled people.
yeah. Pretty much. I mean, like, I've known Eric for a long time, and it seems to me that the longer he goes without like being in the same room as one, the
happier
the greater,
he gets.
Yeah, the happier he gets, and the more his hatred for them grows.
He laughs more when there's not any disabled people around.
Yeah, he does. I mean, that's how we know that there's none right now.
I feel like there's a joke to be made there about like YouTube, but I'm not gonna. I digress.
I'm glad there's not any people in wheelchairs in here. I'm fucking glad.
Any fucking crips.
Yeah,
Cripples.
yeah.
Little crippies.
Wow, you got a problem with the Crips?
Blood's
Eric,
all the
for
way.
the record,
do you not have a problem with the Crips?
Do you have
No,
a problem with the Crips?
Yeah. Are you a Bloods or a Crips guy, Eric? If you had to choose a side on that.
Just know, Eric, one's going to determine whether you can live in the East or the West.
In all fairness, I think I actually have had business dealings with the Crips once or twice.
You
but,
heard it here, folks.
Ironically.
he reps the Crips.
He hates the blood.
He hates the
Don't go to
fucking
New
Bloods.
York, Eric.
That's right, Eric.
All right. So did you guys hear that Yang Yang reported that the Metal Gear Solid remake, the Volume 1, is not going to play as good as how it played on the PlayStation 2?
I did, because it's going to be an emulated copy, basically.
I'm sorry.
How is that possible? You own the goddamn game, Konami. What? How?
What I thought
They don't want to recode it. That's all that means.
Stupid.
last time we talked about this, I thought the whole thing we were saying was that they were actually going to like put it in like the new system and all that.
Nope,
The new
apparently
engine,
not.
you mean?
So they're going to do what I said and just completely port the old game over.
Yeah, apparently.
Using an emulator to run it on the
But it's
on the
not going to be
system.
as good.
Because a lot of those old games are designed around the console will swap between GPU and CPU for different processes. So you have to program the game to run on an emulator. And they don't work so hot. So
But the HD collection, I have it downloaded to my PS4. I can just play Metal Gear Solid 3 on my PS4.
thus the question remains.
and it's like
How
an
is it
HD,
possible?
And it's pretty, and it plays just like it did like when I played it the first time, minus a few tiny little like quality of life upgrades, like the 3D camera you can click on and off.
You mean subsistence?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's got all the subsistence upgrades on it, for the HD collection. So
Yeah,
it's like,
and thus, that's why they can't port Metal Gear Solid 4, is because Metal Gear Solid 4 runs on the PlayStation 3 only, and the PlayStation
Right.
3 had a GPU-CPU swap thing going on like the original Xbox did.
This is one of the games that made you, Konami. Put in the fucking work.
Seriously,
Yeah.
just put in the fucking work,
Put in
Konami.
the fucking work.
yeah, I know that there's some contention about Metal Gear Solid 4 specifically, and a lot of the, things people say about it, I'll even readily agree with, but like I replay that game every 1 or 2 years.
I replay it like
Metal
every
Gear Solid
6
4
months.
is my favorite in the series.
Yeah, 4 is incredibly fun. It's,
It is.
It's fun to watch.
In my
it's fun
opinion,
to
it's
play.
every character has their emotional highlight in 4.
Yeah, it really hits all the bullet points for me.
and it
and
feels
then-
so good to shoot people in the head in that game.
Yeah.
The gameplay, even though people what gameplay? You mean
No, the
between the
gameplay
movie
is so
segments? It's like,
smooth and
but
good.
the gameplay is good though.
And look,
It's
the way
really
I was
good.
the way I was introduced to fucking Metal Gear was like legit just today we're beating like what fucking Metal Gear Solid.
Wait, the way we played them?
We just marathoned them.
We did. I don't know. Did
Anyways.
you play them or did I play them?
I played them.
Okay, then we
Nice.
probably started with Twin Snakes on the
Yeah.
GameCube.
Good
yeah,
start.
yeah.
Yeah, we probably started with that because I was like, Will's not going to be able to play Metal Gear Solid 1 on the PS1. Let's be
No,
I
I did.
replay Metal Gear Solid 1 on the PS1.
I think I did like the submarine shit. Like he starts off in a submarine bay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Metal Gear Solid 1.
I played that.
We played Twin Snakes, I know.
Yeah,
because,
you played the easier upgrade version.
okay,
Yeah, the
It's
one that
like
uses
the
the Metal Gear
difference
Solid 2 engine.
between Resident Evil 1 on PS1
Oh,
and Resident
okay,
Evil
yeah.
Remake.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Like that's the difference between what you played and what he's talking about.
I mean, it had like the weird controls. I don't know.
Yes, it does have weird controls.
Oh, it does have weird controls.
I mean, all the first two,
to 3.
the three, yeah, the first three have weird controls.
Well, 1 is still kind of like
Tank control.
taking one is actually still controlling kind of like the old NES games to a certain degree with a fuckload of quality of life upgrades.
Yeah.
And then 2 and 3 still have some of the framework of that old stuff, but they give you a shit ton of extra movement stuff like I always shoot shit in first person mode, for instance.
Of those 3 games, I feel like 2 plays the best.
Do you guys like when a game uses levels, like where, like in Metal Gear Solid, where you leave one area and go to another one? Do you like when it uses maps like that to that effect, where it's very tightly made sections of game, and then they're just kind of each other?
I think we're due to go back to that.
Me
Yeah.
too.
If you'd asked me when I was younger, I would say no, open world's the way to go with that.
Yeah.
But with the saturation, like now that I've played so many open world games and seen how barren and empty they are most of the time because developers, honestly, and I don't blame them, cannot be fucked to fill a world the size of fucking London
Yeah.
with shit when all you have to do is just go to someone and be like, hey, here's your map. Here's your section to work on. Fill this bitch up with cool shit.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of shit you see, like,
I want a more
Bethesda game.
condensed. Yeah.
Good example here. Like, look at the big open world. Shit tons of
Barren.
fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Barren. Now look at all like the individual like rooms and little caves and stuff where like a couple of guys were like given like leeway, and then there's like environmental storytelling and little bits and bobbles all over
That's
the
what I
place.
heard
There's shit to find
With
and do.
Starfield so far, I heard like the space travel. It's like really barren.
Well, not sure how you were supposed to do space travel without some amount of
Well,
barrenness.
what you
but-
would do is like ideally, if I'm a game developer and I'm thinking about it, my solution is just to have a chart of random events that happen,
Okay.
and just have that constantly rolling.
Maybe.
Like I'm not saying you
sounds
don't
like
have
more
moments
than
of
nothing.
Yeah, I'm not saying you don't have moments of solitude. I'm just saying like if you're like the way space travel works in Starfield is it's just fast travel really.
Sure.
Like yeah,
It's
that's
space.
Yeah, it's just fast travel,
Like,
really.
you're
So
not-
what I would do is like if it's just gonna be fast travel, every time you fast travel somewhere, random event.
Yeah. Like
Kinda like in the
D&D used to
original
have
Fallout.
that.
Yeah,
D&D used to have like whenever you travel somewhere in Dungeons and Dragons, they used to have a bunch of charts that you would roll on, and then you'd have like a random encounter basically.
Have you ever played the original top-down Fallout?
Yeah.
Yeah, like anytime you're traveling between two places on the big map where you'll just have random
Yeah. You'd
have a fight,
encounters and
yeah.
stuff, and
Exactly.
there'll be fights.
Speaking of Starfield, and I'm a little late on this story, or we're a little late on the story, but did you guys see that Kotaku reported that some guy stole 67 reporter copies of Starfield from a
I remember
warehouse?
hearing about this. I
And he
remember hearing
tried
about
to
this.
resell them. And he's
before
being
it came
charged
out?
with a felony now, but
like on the dark web
he-
or
no,
like
no, just like on eBay or some shit. And
Yeah.
and like he
fucker.
posted a video of him playing the first like 30 minutes like trash, and then him being like, "Hey man, Todd Howard, no offense, it's a good game." Like that was gonna do anything.
what a dumb fucking guy. Where'd he steal them from? A warehouse?
Yeah, just some warehouse.
I feel like a lot of people do that from GameStop. Working at GameStop, you could get like as long as there were copies around that you could get your hands on, you could steal a copy of a game at GameStop. I'm surprised that doesn't happen more often. It happens occasionally. I remember there was that one guy who sold No Man's Sky really early for like $10,000 or something.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got a question for you talking
Do you
about Metal
think
Gear
they
Solid.
regret that?
Yep. One of my
Regret it?
favorite top.
I think they got away with it.
No, I mean, like, do you think the guy who spent $10,000?
Oh, definitely. I think
Oh,
he's.
for
I think
sure.
he went on Reddit and talked about how he
Oh,
regretted it immediately.
Speaking of other space games, did you guys see that Star Citizen
yeah.
Oh.
has like made like $600 million in like what do you call it, revenue? What do you call
Yeah,
that?
and revenue and his lifetime revenue.
And he's still never going to finish it.
Exactly. He's the George R. Martin of video game development.
It's like Starfield started before and released, or started after and
I
released
was
before
I was
Star Citizen.
starting middle school when I first heard of Star Citizen, and I'm going to be 30 soon.
you can still you can still play the game, right? Isn't Star Citizen like a playable
Yeah, it's
game?
been in fucking
beta,
open beta
yeah.
for like a decade.
yeah. Apparently,
Yeah.
it's not that bad. There's Big Scary somewhere. There's like alien shit. Like if you just go into it blind, apparently there's some big scary alien shit that you can encounter.
Sure, but I feel like it's just the scummy,
I have got to.
dragging your heels practices is kind of like, killed.
I just want Space Trader like organ harvester like simulator where I'm
Star Sector.
yeah, I want Star Sector,
But in first person.
In first person.
Yeah.
Star Sector fucking rocks. Go play Star Sector. That
Go
game
buy
rules.
Star Sector.
Go buy Star Sector. That game fucking
I don't
rules.
think I've ever even heard of Star Sector.
Oh,
an
dude,
indie
you'd
game.
love Star Sector.
I remember back. This is giving me vibes of back when you used to sit around playing FTL.
Yeah, it's Star Sector is like an open world
Check it.
spacecraft simulator.
Go look. Anyone listening to this, we're not going to explain it good. Go watch Seth.
Seth Zentach talk about Star
go
Sector.
look up Zentach Seth or whatever the fuck his name is, and he'll tell you all about it better than us. But check it
Link
out.
in the
Eric.
description below. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to do that.
Yeah, well, he link in the description of his video where he gives you Star Sector for free.
You can't do it anymore. I tried.
Oh, you can't get it anymore?
Nope.
Damn.
Aw.
I bought it. I said fuck
Oh,
it.
yeah, just go buy it. It's that good.
It's that good.
If
You
you-
can buy-
if
it's like
sounds like
$10.
cheap. Trust us on this. Just go buy it.
$5-10.
I think it's $8 to buy Star Sector.
something like
So
that.
right in between $5 and $10.
So, But yeah, Star Sector is a open world space game. Well, kind of open world. Like you travel between sectors
In the dark space age.
Yeah, and like you have like 4 or 5 factions. One's like a super religious zealot faction.
Okay.
One's like your normal like capitalism.
United States of America.
Like United States, like democracy. They hate AI. You know, kind of a faction. Then you have like the super scientists who keep creating AI.
Okay.
You have a corporation faction, and then you have like pirates.
Okay.
Right? And like you're just some dude and you go around trying to like either cozy up with these guys, like either faction, or you start your own faction.
Okay.
All right. Have you ever played Mountain Blade?
No, but I've seen a lot.
It's like that, but space.
It
and
is.
bird-eyed
like
view.
It is like
Okay.
Mountain Blade in space. I'm surprised you haven't played Mountain Blade. Your computer could probably run Mountain Blade.
I've always been right on the edge of it, where I was just like, man. Like I re-downloaded War Thunder not too long ago on because I realized it.
This guy sees government secrets on the War Thunder forums.
No, it's because I used to play it on my computer way back in the day, and it's got like 10 different graphics settings so that you can play it on whatever. And I was like, oh shit, it's available on PS5, I have one of those, so I downloaded
War
it on
Thunder?
that. Yeah,
It's so fucking funny to me that like at least 5 times to my knowledge, maybe War Thunder has actually had different governments like
tanks
leaked
on
to
their
it.
forums. Yeah.
because they were just like, ooh, put this one in here.
Yeah.
I've got some schematics for you.
I got literal government documents that I'm
Fucking
peddling.
high-tech weapon nerds
Oh,
across the world accidentally giving their actual professional schematics to a video game developer
love
because they
it.
thought it was cool.
I love it. Hey, did you guys see that like some woman is being arrested for trying to hire a hitman to kill like her 5-year-old son?
I'm not surprised. How
I'm
many
not
times are we
surprised
going to
she's
have a
getting arrested
lady?
for that?
She tried to go to hireahitman.com or something.
Oh, you dumb bitch.
Yeah,
That is exclusively run by the
shit
FBI
like
and
that.
the CIA.
Yeah, that's how she got caught.
Website is there to honeypot morons into thinking that a website called hitman.com is something you can actually get a hitman from.
Yeah, same website that National Guard airmen fucking
Yeah, he made his own little
it
thing.
made his
Yep.
own fucking
Same
hitman
fucking
thing.
dumb shit. I can't
Florida
believe it.
mom accused of trying to hire hitman to kill
Yeah.
her 3-year-old son.
Oh, it was that one then.
Yeah, 2 people have been charged in an alleged murder plot after the mother tried to hire a hitman online to kill her 3-year-old son using a parody website, according to court records from Florida.
Apparently, they updated that site after the National Guard guy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because apparently before him, it looked like really shitty and fake. But then, like, whenever he fell for it, they went back in and made it look like a little bit more
really official?
Yeah, made it look more
cleaned it up a little
legitimate.
bit,
Yeah.
yep.
Jasmine
Oh,
Paez,
Lord.
18, was arrested July 18th after she submitted a request to rentahitman.com to kill her son, according to an arrest warrant
Rent a
affidavit.
hitman.
While she was trying to hire a hitman, Pez submitted an address and a picture of her son, the affidavit says. She also provided a safe word for the potential contracted killer, which was "put me in coach," the affidavit says. The website's creator contacted Miami-Dade police last month, and an investigation was launched immediately. A police officer posted as the potential hitman during the text exchange and agreed to be paid $3,000 for the job. Pays is charged with first-degree solicitation of murder and unlawful use of communication device.
All right, stop. We don't need to hear any more. Now the real question comes into effect. How much would you need to be paid to kill a 3-year-old?
Is it any 3-year-old that is just any 3-year-old?
You're a hitman, yeah.
$8,000.
Really?
Yeah,
8,000? I feel like that's cheap. You gotta pay me for a year to take like the death of a kid. At least $60,000.
Wait, is it the first person I've ever killed?
You guys.
You're a hitman.
What
How many
the
jobs
fuck,
do you
man?
think you get?
I'm just saying, like, if I'm actually a hitman.
You know, you're right. I should get some for therapy too. 100,000 minimum.
There you go.
You've got to pay for the therapy
My first
too.
thought was 100,000.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
assuming
right. You're
I
right.
don't-
I'm thinking like you got to pay me at least a year's salary for the hit, and
Sure.
like there'll be more down the line. But now that I'm thinking about your hitman, how many jobs do you get in a year?
I don't know. I'm assuming hitmen get jobs all the time from, like, the mob. Where it's like, yeah, I need you to,
How
like,
much-
kill a guy.
Don't the mob like go
The
their way
mob
to not
doesn't just
not
kill
go out of
people
don't-
every day.
Don't
That's
they
bad
try
for
to go out of their
business.
way not to kill people?
Yeah, like you think like all these big tough people just kill people. No, that you can't just do that.
Yeah,
like,
it's bad for business to kill people, I guess.
Yeah, like it's much easier. Well, it's much
And, like,
more
wouldn't the mob just
profitable
be
to
in-house?
manipulate people.
When the mob use in-house hitmen?
I don't know. I think it would be more dangerous to use in-house hitman.
It
Just
depends.
a guy who can do it. I mean, wouldn't that be more?
Well, like
Well, you
gotta
set
think,
it up to where it's all in-house, to where like you get like a whole line of people vertically going down, so that like all the witnesses are already in your pocket and paid off. Like all the helpers are all family members, so nobody talks. Everybody helps cover up evidence, and like that's the bonus of doing it in-house. You don't have to worry about some individual professional. Instead, you get everybody down the line with the support of the lawyers and everything. And it's just like, by the time all said and done, when you use your in-house hitman, there's never enough evidence for the police to do jack shit about.
I feel like soldiers across the globe kill children for pennies on the dollar. So
But that's a little different.
Kind of,
Like,
yeah.
like I feel like they don't necessarily maybe get a choice in that.
yeah, I guess I have the choice.
Well,
Nah,
I mean,
you're like an independent contracted hitman. Someone comes up, you're like, I need you to murder my 3-year-old kid.
In my head,
he
I'm
keeps
like-
drawing on the walls. He's a shitbag.
Yeah, yeah.
How much? What?
He's a real piece of work.
yeah,
I understand.
I'm taking out my checkbook. What number do I need to give you to make this go away?
In my head, I'm just assuming that I've been killing for a long time.
What's
if I'm
the
a
least
hitman.
amount I can give you to make this go away?
Yeah, like $8,000. Like I mean, like
Wow.
if I'm killing people for a living,
Okay.
it's just like it's just
gotta be
another fucking
reasonable.
Wednesday.
You feel like
know?
you have to be reasonable.
Yeah.
You're like the budget hitman.
Yeah, I'm the budget hitman.
You're like the Walmart hitman.
Yeah, but don't
You're
expect me to do it
crackhead
with a
hitman.
gun, all right? Like, I got a bag, and we're gonna put him in the bag. We're gonna hit him with a hammer a few times. We're gonna throw him into a lake.
Yeah,
That's,
you're just gonna like throw him in a trash bag, sling him around a couple of times
Yeah.
against the wall, and then go to the river and toss him in there.
Okay, now I don't want to sound like a psychopath, but how satisfying would it to be put like a 3-year-old in a bag and just sling them around, banging them up? Imagine the
Wow.
I
3-year-olds.
don't want to sound like a psychopath.
Imagine the
So I'm gonna
3-year-old's
say that
immortal.
does not sound satisfying.
Imagine the 3-year-old's immortal. If he's immortal, you just get to sling him against the wall and
I'm
stuff.
sure your monkey brain part of you would have fun. Yeah.
Of
I was about to
course.
say somebody here has been on the monkey hate forums lately. Jesus Christ.
Have you guys
That's
seen
another
those?
thing I heard from one of the drama channels. They told me about the monkey hate channel.
Yeah,
Those
where
are the
they just
monkey hate channels.
Wait,
Tell
you don't
him,
know
Eric.
about the monkey
I
hate
Tell
have
him.
no,
channels?
I have
Tell
no
him.
idea.
Tell him,
Okay,
Eric.
so
Enlighten me.
There's you can probably start to guess from the name here, but basically there's this sadistic corner of the internet where you can find a lot of it on YouTube, and then that'll lead you to places where you can see more explicit stuff, just like the pedophiles. But basically, over in somewhere in East Asia or in the islands over there,
Oh yeah, they hate monkeys.
basically, monkeys are mostly pests around there. So people
Yeah.
would film monkeys doing cute or funny stuff. And then they slowly realized that then when like the monkeys would get hurt or when they would like swat at them, suddenly their views would spike. And they're already kind of poor and in the jungle, so they would just start collecting and
They just start
abusing the
abusing the
monies on
monkeys.
purpose. And one thing
They
leads to another.
Isn't it
And
like
you have
Papua
people.
New Guinea or New Guinea?
New Guinea?
Dude, Papa New Guinea sounds
Yo.
like my favorite uncle.
So yeah.
What's up, Papa New Guinea?
That sounds like my favorite meal.
I thought
Yeah.
they were going back to the Italian mob now. New Guinea, get over
Guinea!
here!
Hey, this is Polly and Polly and
Papa
New Guinea.
Guinea.
That's my hitman name, Papa New Guinea.
Yeah. But don't they eat monkey brains as a delicacy?
We do.
Dude, look, there's nothing wrong with killing and eating a monkey.
I'm not saying
There's a
there
lot
is.
wrong
I'm
with
asking
torturing
if-
any animal.
I'm just asking if they eat monkey brains as a delicacy.
I think most places where monkeys are prevalent, they eat them.
I don't know. Now I want to eat a monkey brain.
I'd be fine with that. Try it.
I try it.
Yeah.
I think
give a
I
shit.
can't
It's
remember
food,
what the
isn't it?
movie. I can't remember what the movie was.
Indiana Jones.
No.
Any movie. I can't remember. What's that
Nah,
movie
it was
with
like
the Indiana
monkey
Jones?
brains
It's
and
Indiana
like
Jones.
big dinner
it was
table?
it was the death movie.
Lord of the Rings.
No.
Death movie?
Yeah, like it was like a fake documentary.
The Watchmen.
Oh, wait.
Nah.
Is it that
Ma-
Green
Ma-
Inferno? or
Mamambo.
Black Mamba.
Mondo Media?
No, nah. It's I can't remember what it's called. Anyways, like I remember they had a monkey in the middle of the table, right? And its like head was
Patrick,
just
put a
like
dancing monkey on screen during that.
its
Thank you.
head was just like built to where like it was stuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like in the middle of the table, and like they had it like an open brain surgery, like its head was open like that,
Yeah.
and they were just people were eating its brain.
Right out of the open
Yeah.
head. Yeah. I remember there was a scene in one of the Indiana Jones movies where they like served the monkeys and they had like heads on a plate and then they took the scalp off the monkeys. and revealed the
that'd be
brain.
crazy.
And like you saw like, the person seeing it was like looking down like shocked and then they like looked to their left and right and people were just eating it like soup.
Yeah,
or
that's
cereal.
Temple of Doom.
Right, yeah.
Oh,
That's Temple of Doom. You know
That's
why
why I
Temple
said
of Doom is so
Indiana Jones.
dark?
oh, there you go. No,
Because George Lucas, not George Lucas, Spielberg was going through a divorce at the time and apparently just put all of his like just negative feelings into Temple of Doom.
all right, fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair, yeah.
He made like a very dark Indiana Jones movie.
Torture
Eric.
makes good art.
You're an animal guy.
Pain. Yeah. What's up?
Who do you think would win, a silverback gorilla or a saltwater crocodile? No, sorry, not a silverback gorilla. Wrong animal. The crocodile would win that
A
one.
rhesus macaw.
No, I would say that
Siberian
the-
tiger versus saltwater crocodile.
Siberian tiger versus saltwater crocodile.
What's your opinion? And I only asked because Google, I looked it up. Google is split. They are like 50-50. Me personally, I'm going crocodile.
Me personally, I think I'm going crocodile.
It would really depend a good bit if the crocodile.
If the crocodile,
I'm gonna shoot it with my laser rifle.
crocodile wins.
I feel like the crocodile is closer to the ground. The crocodile got a
What's
better
Water
chance.
Boy? Put up Water Boy.
So my biggest thing is basically, that as much as that sounds super basic, I mean, tiger on land, crocodile in water. Crocodile's going to be, he's going to have a huge advantage in the water because he can move around more, whereas the tiger's going to be a little bit, as much as they can swim just fine,
Yeah.
he's not going to be nearly as mobile as him. And the crocodile can easily drown the tiger that way. They're on land, though. Crocodiles are faster than people think, but not compared to a fucking tiger.
I wish I could be
Now,
a crocodile.
He could flank that
It would be
motherfucker
cool to be a crocodile.
and go full
Just
on.
lay around all day and
Lay
sneak
around.
up on
Tiger
shit.
could
If
go
anybody
full
comes and tries
Jaguar
to
on his
fuck
ass
with
and
me,
just
dude.
bite the top of his head and puncture his skull directly.
Yeah.
If anybody tries to fuck with me and I'm a crocodile, dude, I just fucking
Except for a hippo.
No, I just take that. I just fucking bite into them, spin them around a good bit, feed them to my young.
Do you remember that? Have you ever seen that video of like all
The
the
crocodile in the middle of a sea of hippos.
I love that one where the audio is just like,
Yes, I love that. I immediately thought of that when you said hippo
yes.
versus crocodile.
yeah.
Patrick, put
Yeah.
up the video.
Again, they visibly delight in one another's company.
Yeah, hippos and crocodiles, they completely leave each other alone in the wild. They and it's because as soon as like I've seen a picture
Because hippos just start gang stomping the crocodile.
Yeah, like I've seen like a baby hippo like walking near like all the crocodiles and that just
And
basically
playing with 'em.
It started to like sit on one of them and he was like, and
Yeah.
just like walked away.
They'll play with them, yeah.
He was just like, no, thank you. But yeah, they don't mess with each other too much because the minute they do, the crocodile
Do you guys
ain't having a
see,
good day.
according to AP News, there's a man who was arrested after finding $5,000 in cash in the parking lot.
Yeah, and he decided he was gonna take it.
Yeah, he was just
It's
like,
so
hey,
good.
he was like, hey, finders keepers. It turned
Yeah.
out to be like the bank deposit
Yeah,
for
the-
like the store or whatever. And the guy had like just like left it in the parking lot like when he got in his truck or whatever.
Yeah.
And so like some dude rolled up on it and was like, finders fucking keepers, and he was arrested. And
Yeah.
I just want to know opinions around the table, justified or not.
Oh,
Okay.
totally justified.
So
like,
I have a specific policy when it comes to money on the ground. Wallet means it's got a name on it, which means, this has a route to get back to the person it belongs to. Cash? Does cash money on the ground? Well, shit, I'll tell you this. If there was a guy right next to me and I was that guy and I picked up this $100 bill and turned to that guy and said, hey, did you drop a $100 bill? My ass will turn around having not dropped that $100 bill and say, oh, God, thanks, yeah.
thank you. Yeah, absolutely.
The only reason I would say that this is justified is I know what
I know what a deposit bag
yeah, I
looks
know what a
like.
deposit
So
bag
I
looks
would
like, and
just-
it has a big ass fucking fuck off lock on it.
Yeah.
So the fact that he got the money from that
Yeah,
is just
if
like,
you were taking money out of a deposit bag, then yeah, you're committing a crime. See,
Robert
'cause-
Withington
yeah.
thought he hit the lottery when he found a bag of about $5,000 in cash in the parking lot of a Connecticut bank. But police in Thurnbull, Connecticut say the 57-year-old man's good fortune in May came in the form of thousands of dollars of the town's tax money in a deposit bag marked with the bank's insignia.
I thought it was just like a
Yeah,
store
see,
deposit.
It's a deposit bag.
From
yeah.
the fucking treasury. Like
the
it
treasury.
fucking says like this town Canadian treasury or some shit on it, and you're just like, yeah, I'm just gonna take the money from that. That'll be fine. Finders keepers.
Oh, dude, he turned himself in.
Wait, he turned
Yeah,
himself in?
months after what he thought was a lucky and lucrative morning, Withington has been charged with third-degree larceny. He turned himself in on Friday after a lengthy investigation. Thurnbull police said in a news release.
After a linky that means they
Okay.
came up to him. They went, "Hey, we know it was you. You can turn yourself in."
or we can arrest you.
Okay, so he didn't do this of the goodness of his own heart. Basically, they were on to him, and he was just like, okay, well, I can either wait until they
Or I can be
come
charged
over here with,
more
chains,
shit. Yeah.
You know, or I could
Withington
just go
contends
in.
he did not see anything on the bag of cash indicating that it had an owner. He told the Thurnbull Times that this was a case of, quote, finders keepers.
Judge, I'd like to use my finders keepers, losers weepers defense.
Your Honor, I drink the fifth.
I mean, apparently. Yeah. Now that's if it was cash on the ground, totally justified. Keep it. If it's in a fucking bank bag, then no.
This dumb
Like-
motherfucker. Thurnbull Police Lieutenant Brian Ware told the Washington Post in a statement that the bag of cash contained, quote, numerous documents that identified the owners of the contents as the town of Thurnbull, and that
Go
Washington acknowledged that he had taken the money.
yourself.
He's
Damn.
so fucked.
God damn it.
He's
How
so
easy. How easy of a case for the prosecutor. Just walk up in the courtroom and be like, Your Honor, it is normal proceedings to have this documentation with all of the money in this fucking bag with this fuck off lock.
Yeah.
Like, I've been a manager before. I have made those deposit bags.
Yeah.
Everything from only like $400 to like, $4,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
Clearly,
And
we're
it always goes in with multiple pieces of paper that get logged. Like, it's one of those things where it's like 3 different pieces of carbon paper.
Yeah.
And I write down all the information on it. And I put like 1 in the file, 1 fax to the company, 1 in the like bag and all that. And it's like clearly labeled with the bank. And as you said earlier, a fucking key turn lock
yeah.
on the bag.
Yeah.
Like, this is
And
very
they
clearly.
don't give that lock to the guy depositing it, by the way.
No.
The person in the store has it and the bank has it. That guy had to go out of his way to rip that bag open to take that money.
It was in a the key to do the fucking deposit thing was actually in a different safe. A hidden safe somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like you had to go somewhere else to even be able to have access to our deposit bags. It was like
Clearly, we're dealing with a mastermind here.
this is just simple ass fucking corporate here too. This isn't anything like elaborate or anything. This is
well,
normal
is
fucking procedure.
This is just literally local retail store level.
Yeah, like this is
security.
very, very normal. Now, I was the only guy who had like a gun at like my work normally, so
I didn't
they
even
would
have a gun.
very often. Well, all of us made deposits all the time.
We just went with 2 people.
Anytime I was there, normally the girls would go with always a pair or whatever. But if I was working that night, they were just like, okay, you're good. I would often volunteer, and not only would I volunteer. But as opposed to normal,
Do you
where
ever
I
have to
would
walk
like,
anyone out to their car? Like if someone was being stalked? I had
Couple
to do that.
times,
I had
yeah.
to do that a few times.
I did that a couple of times.
I've had to do that too.
One thing I could do that added
Will,
to it though
give
is
this to Eric. I'm gonna go piss. There's a
could
good
just-
story to talk about while I pee.
I could just put a giant 357 revolver on my hip because we're in Mississippi and open carry is perfectly legal. So all I had to do was have a big fuck off pistol on my hip and just be like, oh, hey, yeah. I mean, it's already after hours and I'm going to the bank. So as long as I don't walk in the bank with a big fuck off pistol, that would be a problem.
That would be a problem.
Walk up to the deposit box with deposits in your hand,
Less of
dressed
a
like
problem.
a manager. Yeah, then it's just like, oh, why does he have a big fuck off pistol? Because he's got a bunch of business deposits and it's nighttime. Like,
We had someone at our bank where I used to work. Not at the bank, but like the bank was nearby where I used to work. Anyways, He came in there and check this out. He joked about robbing the bank.
Oh Lord.
That town was talking about that for like a week. For real. Like he something was off about this guy. Like he was clearly an off guy, but and I can believe maybe he was joking.
Right.
But like it was in such a bad way, and he was just such an off guy. There's just no way to tell, and it's just like you should know better than just to make any jokes like that.
Yeah, it's like that one time when one of the security guards at the movie theater made a joke about eating one of the girls' pussies there.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like I'm not saying there's never a situation where that
but
joke
now
could
is
have
not
flown,
the one.
But you over your 50s and this girl who's just past 18.
Yeah, not good. Not a good look.
I mean, legally speaking,
Fine,
you
I
know,
guess.
there's a way for that to be okay, but no, this is not okay, and he did get fired.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, now that Patrick's back, I'm gonna give him that thing. I'm gonna do that thing he told us to do while he was gone.
I just
he let
figured
me-
you might need it.
He
I
gave me
don't know.
this thing.
Now we don't know
We have
shit.
no
We're
talent
we
or
are
ability to
strong,
talk.
independent podcasters.
God, you guys just do
Without
the podcast
prompts.
without me. I'm just gonna close my eyes.
Well, we have.
All right, well,
we
I'll-
have been, haven't we?
I'll take over for him like always.
like always.
All right, 51-year-old man facing charges after driving Power Wheels Jeep under the influence.
Wait, I thought it was a woman.
Nope, it says man
Wait,
here.
turn the picture over.
It says man. It just I
I
just
swear to
scrolled up
God,
the
there's a
top.
picture of a woman.
I mean, there might
Are
be.
you sure you're not just
But I
having
don't
a
think that-
Freudian moment where you're just very, very aroused by the idea of a 51-year-old woman riding a Power Wheels Jeep?
Hot ass MILF. Yeah.
Fucking
like, oh.
women drivers, man. I swear to
Power
It
God.
would
Wheel-
make more sense.
Power Wheels is the fucking little kid.
Yes, the toddler.
electric-
Yeah, that's the one that you and me
Why is
could
he
barely
on?
fit
Why is
in.
he on that?
Authorities said the vehicle had no lights or reflectors and was hard to see.
Yeah.
Let's see. Vincennes, Indiana. An Indiana
How old do you
man.
have to be to start being a gilf? When do you go from MILF to gilf?
60.
60.
Yeah, I was about to say it's
retirement.
somewhere between 50 and 60
Somewhere.
once you
Does
pass
it does
that
it
threshold.
does it raise with the retirement age? Like you
Yeah,
used to
yeah.
be 65, now it's 67.
I'm not
It was 63 last decade. Jesus.
I'm still a hot MILF. Look at these babies.
An Indiana man has been arrested after allegedly driving a Power Wheels Jeep while impaired on Wednesday night. An Indiana State Police trooper was patrolling in the 2500 block of North 2nd Street in Vincennes, 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 when he saw 51-year-old John McKee driving a Power Wheels Jeep in the road. Authorities said the vehicle had no lights or reflectors and was hard to see. Okay. The Power Wheels Jeep was eventually stopped on 2nd Street, and police said McKee displayed signs of impairment and failed the field sobriety test. They gave him the actual field sobriety test. That's lovely.
That's adorable. Sir, could you step out of the
Power
vehicle?
Wheels.
Do you have any registration for this vehicle, sir?
License and registration, please.
Let me look in the glove box.
Yeah.
Do you have any drugs or weapons on your person,
I'm
sir?
gonna have to search the vehicle. Could you step out, please?
After further investigation at Good Samaritan Hospital, officials discovered that McKee was under the influence of methamphetamine and marijuana. Okay. I kind of thought he was drunk, but okay.
Why
he
does
was
it just sound like
arrested.
Mr. Beast's future?
He's just stoned with a lot of energy.
Yeah, he was charged with operating a vehicle while intoxicated with a prior conviction.
That is a Mr. Beast thing. I smoked a bunch of meth and weed and then drove Power Wheels down the downtown lanes.
I gave the police
say-
$200,000 to get out of this one.
Oh god.
I gave the police $200,000.
Love you, Mr. Beast. Come on our podcast.
Come on the podcast, Mr. Beast.
I
I
heard
don't.
Mr. Beef and Jacksepticeye are beefing for some
Mr.
reason.
Beef?
What?
I don't know. It just started popping up, and I haven't actually clicked on
Why,
anything.
why does
so-
everyone want beef with Mr. Beast?
Everyone wants to beef the beast, man.
Because he's the #1 YouTuber.
They
man.
think they can get
He
some of
just
that
seems like
sweet
a nice.
honey
He
off
just seems
of
like
them,
a
you
nice
know?
guy.
he makes burgers and chocolate bars. What's not to hate? That's my. He's like the
That's as
Willy
American
Wonka
as
of YouTube.
burgers and chocolate bars.
Yeah.
he paid for like a bunch of blind people to have life-changing surgery, right?
Yeah, but I
Yeah, he
mean,
bought
he's
laser
And then like
surgery for a
saw-
bunch of people.
I've seen
or-
him buy like out groceries and like just give the food away to people.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys where he apparently got a video that somebody paid him to do a video when he was a kid. And he was 18, and they were like, we'll give you $5,000 to make a video. And he said, give me $10,000, and we'll give it to a homeless guy because $10,000 looks better on a thumbnail. And that was like, and then he was like, I'll guarantee you it'll go viral. And then it did. Like, I don't, my brain doesn't, my brain doesn't work on that capacity. $5,000, $10,000, same difference.
Mr. Beast is simply a genius on the grind who has...
But I mean, either way, it's helping people
on being a good person.
Yeah, and that's fine. He's helping people.
I mean, even if it's somewhat performative at this point, the man will do more good than bad by pure virtue of how much he's grinding.
Exactly. The very fact of the way his business works is objectively good.
Yeah. I mean, I can see there being some behind the scenes flaws, but like it's just injecting so much good out into the world. It's like I can't imagine that there's enough weight behind these curtains to outweigh all of the shit I'm seeing on this end of the scale.
How many skeletons do you have? Like, how many? What skeletons?
He's not raping any kids.
Yeah,
I mean, like
as long as he's not a pedophile, fine. Whatever.
Speaking of kids, I have to change my answer from $8,000 now that Mr. Beast is giving away $10,000 for free to homeless people. I think I need to raise my amount that I'll kill. I need to raise my hitman prices. Obviously, inflation has really
$10,000 for someone just because he thought that they were homeless. Whereas Patrick here is like, $8,000, I'll kill a kid, I guess.
Go talk to Mr. Beast, you asshole.
Yeah, I think you need to go pray to Mr. Beast for a little while, sir.
I gave a hitman $10,000 to kill my son. I've never watched a Mr. Beast video. I know that he recently ran a train into a hole. That was one of his big videos.
I thought that was Mizzy.
It was that. No, I think that's Mr. Beast.
I've only seen very few, and it's usually like, I don't know, just like, you imagine 12-year-olds watch it where it's like, I locked myself in a box for 24 hours for see who wins gets $100,000.
Yeah, pretty much. He got 100 people ages 1 through 100.
Wow.
The 100-year-old guy was in World War II.
Wow.
And they put them all in glass cubes, and then the last one to leave got $500,000.
Who won?
I don't know. Let me look up who won. I know the children's
generation.
Nobody talk.
Yeah.
We're gonna wait here and let future Patrick cut all of this out.
Yeah, that's right. Just let Patrick cut all of it out. Don't worry about it.
Fuck you, Patrick. You're gonna cut all of this.
It came down to it. The article doesn't even say it. It just says at the very end, with $500,000 on the line, it comes down to an intense challenge between two contestants.
Okay.
Check it out. This is just
you can't spoil it in there. You got to watch it.
Yeah,
Mr.
Beast would sue
Who
him.
won the Mr. Beast
I was sued by Mr. Beast for
$100,000?
How much money would it take for you to kill Mr. Beast?
About $8,000.
You think killing Mr. Beast is only worth $8,000? I'm beginning to see a trend here, sir.
I need $8,000 for some debt. So
$8,000 is something you specifically need for something. You can ask for more and go pay off the debt.
The Mr. Beast wiki. I can't believe that exists.
That
but
doesn't surprise me at all. Much more obscure things have their own wikis.
Dude, okay. A lot of this is like the contestants aren't named.
I guess Mr. Beast is so well known that he's probably more popular than Warhammer 40K at this point. Like, let's be completely honest.
Day 2.
Fuck them. Fuck all their names. Just tell me who won.
Day 7, final
What's
2.
What's the age of the final winner?
That's all I want to know.
Yeah, like, I'm guessing it wasn't the 1 through 10-year-olds.
I'm guessing it wasn't the 100-year-old.
Probably not. So was it like the 70-year-old or like the 30-year-old?
28.
I'm saying it's somewhere between like the late 20s
No,
and
don't
like the
between
50s.
it. Give me a specific number.
The last two
Don't
were
say it yet. Say it number, Eric.
I'm thinking they're 30-fucking-4.
All right.
The last two were a 40-year-old man and a 52-year-old man.
I was closer.
Damn.
And the 40-year-old man won.
Holy shit.
I was 6 years off. I said 34-year-old man. You said 28-year-old human.
He spent
I was the closest.
He spent 7 days in there.
7 days.
7 days in a glass
box.
cube. Yeah, in a glass box.
Glass box of emotion.
For $500,000 though, I could do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For
Absolutely.
$500,000. Yeah.
I could
become
probably
a Buddhist.
Yeah.
I could do it. I'd
My
go,
first
I'd go
thought was
monk
start
mode.
meditating.
Yeah, I'd go monk mode.
Like
The,
they're not going
uh,
to starve you to death. Or
I feel
anything,
I feel
right?
like this is the 747 Boeing question all over again. Where,
It is.
where you're
It
just
is.
like
Yeah, I could fucking do
65%
that.
of everybody is like, yeah, I'd go meditation mode and
I
just
could
last
fucking do
7
that.
days.
Apparently, a
fucking do
lot of the
that.
children's immediate like strategy was to be very loud, like extremely loud, so that none of the other contestants could sleep.
Oh,
And the
be
children,
annoying.
the children just went absolute ham with their volume levels, and that was their strategy. And that made a lot of people leave. Apparently,
Oh, okay. So it actually worked for him for a bit.
yeah. I
See, I would wait for the people to get like.
What do you think the worst position like of age is?
probably right there next to the children. Like if you're the 18-year-old was probably in the worst spot in the world.
That depends. Is it one singular line or is it like an overlapping line?
If I recall,
where,
it was a
like-
singular line. Like they went up in age. Like the 100-year-old was at the end.
Okay, so it's in a straight line though.
Yeah.
Hey, do you remember us talking about instrument stereotypes?
Oh, dude, the elimination process began with the former contestants voting people off, with the 3 contestants with the most votes to be eliminated.
You get
That
voted
sucks.
off. Then
Yeah.
what's the
What's
endurance?
the point? What's the endurance point?
That's lame.
That's lame. Hey, do you remember us talking about instrument stereotypes?
Yeah, I remember that. We were talking about like, is there a stereotype for different people that play different instruments?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about it?
Like, what are more stereotypes? Give me stereotypes.
The drummer is the
like,
guy.
I feel like tuba guys are always weirdos,
the drummer is
and they're always
is like
big
a
as fuck.
the drummer's like the druggy bro guy. Like if you're on drumline, then you're like the
You're
guy
either a
who
jock.
smokes weed.
You're either a jock
Yeah,
or
you're
the
the
weed guy,
jock.
or
Yeah.
the weed guy. Yeah.
If you're on drumline, no, all the drumline dudes were the guys who got pussy. That was 100%. They did
know how to
drugs, they got
pound.
pussy.
They know how to pound it.
The one guitarist in band is like the fucking rock star. He's like, he gets to be like, yeah, I'm the guitarist because they
He
don't
always
need
had
more
rich
than one.
parents.
Either that or they tried really fucking hard to be the best guitarist
Yeah,
in the
that's
world.
true. Yeah.
But
They
remember-
either were a very, very good guitarist or they had rich parents.
But then there's like the side guitarists, the ones who are either like talented but don't apply themselves, or apply themselves but aren't talented, who sit on the sidelines. That
was like the bass
also-
guitarists.
These guys are the ones
those
who
are
will
always the
frequently
bass.
see playing guitar at parties, trying
Yeah.
to impress people,
That was me, dude.
and playing guitar out like when you're walking across a college
What
campus.
section of the
and
band
you
are,
see
like-
someone with like 2 or 3 other stoner-looking motherfuckers sitting around him, and he's playing guitar? Might be that guy.
Might be that guy.
Might be that
Which
guy.
section of the band do you think tries the hard? Like, who are the preppy tryhards of the band?
The trumpets.
Yeah,
so?
I was thinking trumpets as well.
People who play trumpet try so fucking hard.
Yeah, they are like the spirit of the band.
Are we considering like violinists as part of the band? 'Cause
My
that's more of
band
like an
didn't have a
orchestra.
violin, but you know,
Violinists try
I'm talking about like a
fucking
school.
hard.
I'm talking about like, well, yeah, I guess we said any
violins are
instrument. So
pretty
yeah,
hard
we're
to-
talking about any band. Yeah, if your band has a violinist, then yeah, their violinist has to have a stereotype.
Yeah, violinists and cellists try super hard
feel like-
to stand
I
out.
feel
Am I
like
the only
though-
one who thinks of like Gary Busey's son in the original Starship Troopers when they give them that box and there's that like plastic violin?
Gary Busey's son?
Is the
you
he's the
wanna
big
try-
bucktooth guy in Starship Troopers who was antagonistic towards the main character at the start and then they become friends later.
See the psychic? The
No.
one with blonde hair? He's
No,
like,
no,
she's
that's-
scared!
He does have blonde hair.
Yeah, he does have blonde
He's
hair,
the
but he's
guy
really
who got the
tall.
knife stabbed in his
Yeah.
hand.
Because he was mouthing off.
Oh,
And it's like,
that's
the
Gary
enemy
Busey's
can't
son?
press a
Yeah.
button if you disable his hand. You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that guy who was like really antagonistic towards the main character.
Did you know
in
he
training.
just had another son?
Gary Busey? Gary Busey fucks?
Yeah.
Still?
That's right. Anyways, that's the podcast, folks. Thank you for listening. I'm Patrick,
I'm Eric.
Will.
and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.